like, I wanted to talk a little bit about cooking because it seems to be like, I mean, the other day it was like Thanksgiving or whatever, and my family was like, oh, like, do you cook? Or like my uncle and stuff, who's like actually a chef. And I was like, no, like, I can barely even like I can put something into the oven, like put it into the oven and like pull it out, but I can't like really do anything beyond that. And I have like a very basic setup here as well. And so just like as exhibit A, because they all thought I was like fibbing and trying to be like, oh, like I don't cook or whatever. When really, like, these are like pre-made like Toll House cookies or whatever. So I like just made this cookie and like the entire bottom is literally burnt. It's just like, what is this world coming to? And then you're like forced to eat it because you're like, I just slaved all these hours. It really took like 8 minutes, but I think it's the oven. Like, I just think it's the oven. I mean, I've never had success with anything. Like, I cooked pasta with vodka sauce the other day. My friend comes over and she's like, is that an open can of vodka sauce? It wasn't like physically open, but like it had been opened and it was just like in my cabinet. She's like, that needs to be in the refrigerator. Like, you could get botulism or some shit. And I was like, holy shit. I just threw it out because I wasn't going to take any chances with that kind of craziness. This tastes like really burnt. I'm actually really worried about this like bioaccumulating in my body. I feel like it's like not good. But anyway, obviously it's like not good to eat a cookie either. So, what do I want to talk about? Yeah, I wanted to talk about cooking and like my lack of skills. But you know what? I feel like this is 2013, and like, I'm a lady, a woman, girl, not sure, trapped somewhere in between, kind of like Britney Spears status in like 2004. But like, I feel no need to be domestic. And like, also the other thing is like why would I need to be able to cook? Like, you can just go to like Stop and Shop or Whole Foods and just get pre-made stuff, you know? That tastes better than this. And I just think like, yes, you pay more. But at the end of the day, like, do you want to be eating burnt cookies on the cheap? Like, that's a question that you legitimately have to ask yourself. And also, like, all of, like, the time and stuff, like, it's very inefficient to cook for one person, you know? That's really all I have to say about cooking right now. I don't cook. Maybe I should. The other thing that I wanted to address is that recently, and like everything ties back to Thanksgiving because that was like the last social event that I've been to, so it's like basically all that I'm like talking about at the moment. My aunt had this like lemon tree and this lime tree, and while I was like being like totally like underhanded comments were being made about me at Thanksgiving, like I wore this dress and it was like everyone's like, you look like a pilgrim, and I was like, what's wrong with a pilgrim? Like, it is Thanksgiving. And so anyway, I'm trying to like handle that or just like deal with it from like a psychological perspective. So I'm like pouring some drinks and stuff. My family's like, you're drinking? And like, bitches, I am 21, you know? And so, but in the midst of all of that going on, my aunt has a fucking lemon tree and a lime tree in her kitchen. And I was like literally obsessed. Like, picked a lime from it, like just juiced it right in my drink. So naturally, I call up the nearest like botanical garden and I'm like, hey, hit me up with some of those citrus trees. And the guy was like really serious. He's like, I actually drove those citrus trees up here myself. And like, it was kind of illegal. Might have been illegal, but like, don't tell anyone that. I'm gonna call some of my like contacts and wholesalers and see what I can do for you. He's like, a lot of these trees, they end up in quarantine. I said, quarantine? Sounds like some serious shit. So anyway, I give him a day or two, he calls me back, he's like, yo, I can get you 2 trees. I'm feeling like this is becoming like a sting operation because he was just telling me they were all in quarantine. Now all of a sudden they're here. I didn't know what to make of it, so I didn't call him back, which is kind of like a douchey move, but I will call him again. So needless to say, I have no lemon or lime trees because apparently they are all quarantined below the Mason-Dixon line. There was some big like outbreak. But on the topic of citrus, I will never forget, like, when I was in high school, we went to this, oh my god, that is not a good look for me. This, like, environmental science trip where they showed you, like, the process that takes sewage, like, back to clean water or whatever, and it's absolutely disgusting. Like, you tour, like, sewer plants, and he's like, yeah, and, like, when it gets to, like, the final stage, they bake all of the shit into a brick, and then Tropicana buys it and, like, fertilizes their orange trees with it. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus. Like, you know, I'm not one of those girls who, like, thinks that there's, like, now shit in my oranges, but still, like, think about, like, all the Cheetos and, like, disgusting shit that people eat that has, like, chemicals that are, like, non-biodegradable. And they're, like, fertilizing orange trees that are, like, then making orange juice that, like, little kids are drinking in the morning. Like, I don't know. I'm sure it's, like, safe, but it just doesn't seem like it could be that sanitary, you know? I don't know. It's kind of... it's a little bit beyond me at this stage, but...